Good morning, everyone. I am Mac Andrew M. Solano II, and I am the next presenter for data analytics. Let me start with my objectives. So the purpose of this study analytics is to compare the academic performance of grade 12 students in media and information technology subject by the use of three teaching methods. One, the website as a teaching and learning tool. Two, with the normal learning delivery, which uses only TV or projector and laptop for classes. And three, the traditional way of teaching and learning process, which is no technology at all. Question number one, is there a significant difference between the academic performance of grade 12 students between male and female with the website used for teaching and learning process? So the second question of my research is that is there a significant difference between the academic performance of grade 12 students using the website and not using the website for teaching and learning process? So there are two scenarios here, by the use of the website, and the other one is without using the website. So I would like to compare the academic performance. Is there a significant difference, or is there no significant difference? Then number three, are there significant differences in the academic performance of grade 12 students using the website, not using the website, but with technology, and purely lecture or traditional for teaching and learning process? So there are three data set that I will be using this time. One is for the using the website or the LDP, Learning Delivery Platform. Second is without using the website, but using technologies like TV, laptops, and computers, cell phones. And the other one is without using any technology. So is there, I want to compare if there is a significant difference in terms of academic performance of the students. And number four question is that what is the correlation between the speed of the website, security of information, sufficiency of data, and ease of use of the website in the academic performance of students using the website as the primary tool for teaching and learning process? Here, I want to describe or to know the correlation between the website's performance and to the students' performance. Thus, really, the website's security, sufficiency of data, ease of use, and speed correlates or has to do with the performance of the students, or does the website really affects the performance of the students? So that's the question. So let's go to justification. It is important to know that the use of technology such as online and offline platforms can help in the effectiveness of students' learning, not only in MIL subjects but also for the other subjects as well. The comparison between the traditional and the use of technology will show as a big impact on the performance of students. Creating our own, which has exclusivity in the use of website, can help in the teaching and learning process, especially during calamities, pandemic, and other unexpected phenomenon that happens. The success of the learning delivery platform will help others understand its importance, and it can also be used for students who prefer distant learning because of several reasons like sickness, work, and home distance. So the data used are the grades and responses of each student in the survey while using the website for learning. The grades where TV and laptop for learning is used, and without the use of any of these technologies, which is referred to as traditional way of teaching. It is the best data to test if it is significant in the learning of students in senior high school. In question number one, the data set used are the grades of the students using the LDP and their gender. In question number two, the data set used are the grades of students using the LDP and without the use of LDP, and compare it if there is a significant difference using Wilcoxon's match paired test. The Wilcoxon match paired test is used because there is no symmetry on the data that I have collected. So perhaps there are differences. For question number 3, the data set used are the grades of the students in 3 learning conditions, which are with the use of LDP, with the use of gadgets only, and traditional teaching. In question number 3, this is a non-parametric data because there are no symmetry on the data, because when I use descriptives in JASP, the data shows abnormal distributed population. So that's why we will use the non-parametric tests. And for the question number 4, the data set used for linear correlation is the responses of the students to the website speed, security, ease of use, and sufficiency of data that can affect the academic performance of students. So the purpose is to see or to predict if there is correlation or influence of the website speed, security, ease of use, and sufficiency of data in the performance of the students using the website. The analytical methods used, number 1, statistical techniques are non-parametric. Mann, Whitney, U-test to compare the academic performance of students with the use of the Learning Delivery Platform, or the LDP, and without the use of LDP. A non-parametric tests using Wilcoxon's masked paired test is also used to compare the academic achievement of male and female. Kruskal Wallis age test is used to compare the 3 conditions of learning, which are with the use of the LDP or the website, with the use of other technologies like TV, computers and laptops, and with the traditional teaching and learning process. And on the last question, the linear correlation is used to test if there are correlations between the speed of the website, security of information, sufficiency of data, and ease of use of the website in the academic performance of students. So for question number 1, is there a significant difference between the academic performance of grade 12 students between the male and female with the website use for teaching and learning process? We will use JASP application to check the normality of the population distribution. So we have a data actually. We will just open the JASP application. Then we will locate the file by simply clicking on open, computer, then let's browse. The data is already typed in. So here is the data. Now we will conduct first the descriptives using only with the LDP, so that we can see if there is normality on the data on the data set. So click on descriptives, okay, then click on with LDP. So here with LDP means the use of the learning delivery platform for learning. Okay, so these are their grades, and these are the gender, male, female. The number of male and female is not the same, and that makes it the data set not symmetric. So let's try to click here on the LDP, then for the gender, for the split. Okay, so then let's go to the output. As we can see here, no value. We use the minimum. We remove also the minimum and maximum. We will use only the skewness, kurtosis, and Shapiro web tests. So as you can see here, the skewness should be 0 for symmetry. But if the value of the skewness for male and female is not 0, then it means that or it is not normally distributed. And also the kurtosis value should be 3, but in our case we have negative 0.896, which means that this is so negatively skewed and it is platycortic, and it means that the data distribution is not normal. If this is the case, we cannot use the independent t-test for this sample, for this data set. So we will use the non-parametric, which is the Mann-Whitney test. Okay. So the student is for the parametric and the Mann-Whitney is for the non-parametric tests. So we will again move this to the dependent variables, and the gender is to the grouping variable. So as we can see that the independent t-test shows that there is a significant difference between the male and female in terms of the academic performance of the students. If we write this in an APA format, so it will say that a Mann-Whitney test indicated that the grade is greater for female, median is equal to 82, than for male, median is equal to 79, where U is equal to 6 and P is equal to 0.001, which is smaller than the alpha. So if we're going to look at the for question number 1, is there a significant difference between the academic performance of grade 12 students between male and female when the website used for teaching and learning classes? So here we're going to compare the academic performance of male and female students. So we will use JASP for the t-tests, or first, before going to use the t-test, we will use the descriptives in order to check for normal distribution of data. So let's open JASP and click on the data. So I name it as independent t-test first. Then here we can see that there is the grades of the students with LDP, with the use of LDP or Learning Delivery Platform, and on the other side is the gender. So let's try to click descriptives there, and let us add with LDP as our variables and gender as the script. So at the rightmost, we can see the descriptive statistics. So here under the statistics, let us see, let us remove other, which is not needed. So let's use median, skewness, kurtosis, chapter wealth, then maximum, minimum, we remove that. So we need only the standard deviation. So if we're going to look at the data, we can see that the median is 82 and the other one for male is 79, for female is 82. The mean is 82.901 and for male is 80.87. And for the test of symmetry, we can see that the skewness is 0.04 and 0.730. If the skewness is not 0, then it is not symmetrically distributed, or there is no symmetry in the distribution of the population. So it is not normally distributed. So the skewness should be 0 for symmetry. So if not, then there is no normal distribution among the populations. So for the kurtosis, it shows that it has a negative value, which is negative 0.896 and negative 0.544. So this means that the kurtosis is tachycortic and it is not normal. We can say that the kurtosis is normal if the value is 3. So if it is less than 3, it's not normal. If it's greater than 3, it's not also normal. So therefore, the data distribution is not normal. In the Shapiro-Wilk, or the p-value for the Shapiro-Wilk, you can see that it has 0.001. So this is a strong indication that the data set is not normally distributed. So because of this, we will use a t-test, which is a non-parametric test. The Mann-Whitney test is used for non-parametric tests. So here, the parametric test is student. So we will use Mann-Whitney for the non-parametric tests. Now we click on the with LDP and transfer it to this dependent variables and the gender for the grouping variable. So we can see that the p-value in the independent t-tests using Mann-Whitney u-tests is 0.001, which is less than the alpha, which is 0.05. This means that there is a significant difference between the two. And in an APA format, we can say that a Mann-Whitney test indicated that the grade is greater for female. Median is equivalent to 82. So if we're going to go back here, here's the median. Then for male, the median is 79. And the U is 6. And the p-value is 0.001. For question number 2, in using the JASP application, is there a significant difference between the academic performance of grade 12 students using the website and not using the website for teaching and learning process? So here we will going to use the data for paired t-test. So let us open JASP and open the data. So this time we will use the paired t-test value. So here, based on our question, is there a significant difference between the academic performance of grade 12 students using the website and not using the website? We are trying to compare the use of website and without the use of website for the academic performance of grade 12 students. So now, we have here the data sets without LDP or without the use of the learning delivery platform or the website, and with the use of the learning delivery platform. Then we have also here the gender, but we are concerned only with these two. So we will use paired t-test for this. First, we will test the distribution normality of the population. First is that we're going to click on the descriptives, and we will use these two as our variables and the gender as our split. Okay. So for the statistics, again we will use the mode median standard deviation with the skewness, kurtosis, and the Shapiro-Wilk tests. So as you can see here, the skewness is the test for the symmetry of the data set. So as we can see here, without LDP, for male there is negative, for male there is positive, for female this is positive and still positive. So for without LDP, negatively skewed and positively skewed. So they are on both sides, but there's no symmetry because the skewness is not equal to 0 and it is negatively skewed. And also for the female, here it's not equal to 0. If we're going to look at the kurtosis, so all are negatives, which means that these are platycortic and the values are less than 3, and the values are less than 3, so which means that our data set is not normally distributed. Then the p-value for the Shapiro-Wilk is 0.001, which is a strong indication our data distribution is not normal. There is no symmetry on the data set. So which means that we cannot use paired t-tests, but instead we will use the Wilcoxon rank sum tests. So we will click here on the paired t-tests. Okay, then click on the two variables in pair there without LDP and with LDP. Then we will use, instead of student, we will use Wilcoxon and we will add some descriptives there. So as you can see that from this test, we can see that there is a significant difference because the p-value is 0.001. So in APA format, we can say that a Wilcoxon's rank tests indicated that without LDP was statistically higher than with LDP because Z is 5.534 and the p-value is less than the alpha, which is 0.05, and its value is 0.001. For question number 3, using JASP application, the question is, are there significant differences in the academic performance of grade 12 students using the website, not using the website, but with technology, and purely lecture or traditional for teaching and learning process? This particular question, we are trying to find significance in the academic performance between students using the website, not using the website, but with technology such as TV, computer, laptop, projector, and cell phones. And the other one is purely lecture or the traditional way of teaching and learning process. So let us open the data in JASP so that we can see the output. So we will use this data because this is the data for the for the question number 3. So these are the grades, and on the other side is the conditions. So we have 3 conditions here: condition 1, condition 2, and condition 3. So first, what we're going to do is to conduct a descriptives on the data set. First, the grades. We will move the grades to the variables. Then condition to split. So in the statistics, we remove valid, missing, minimum, maximum, skewness, kurtosis, and Sapir Whorf shall be checked. So let us examine the descriptive statistics. So as we can see here, the skewness is negative for condition 1, and that is negative 0.120, and positive on conditions 2 and 3. So this the skewness indicates that there is no symmetry in all of the variables, that the population is not normally distributed. So the kurtosis also shows a negatively skewed graph. So it means that there is no normal distribution among the population. And for the Sapir Whorf, we can see that the value, or the p-value for the Sapir Whorf for condition 1 is 0.07, condition 2 is 0.001, and 0.001 also for condition 3. This is a strong indicator that the population is not normally distributed. So which means that we cannot use ANOVA for this, because ANOVA is for parametric test only. So this one will use Kruskal Wallis tests for non-parametric tests. So first, to do that, first we go to ANOVA, then click on ANOVA. Well, we add this one to the dependent variable and the condition to the X factors. Then we go to the assumption checks. So we have assumption checks now. We go to the post hoc tests, or gives a statistical difference among the different methods of teaching. So, and also we will click on the Sapir Whorf and the non-parametrics to see if there is a significant difference among the teaching conditions. Okay. So here we can see in the ANOVA we have the p-value, which is 0.001, and for post ad hoc, the comparison of condition 1 and condition 2, we have the p-to-k, which is 0.044, which is less than 0.05, which means that there is a significant difference between the two, condition 1 and 2. And for condition 1 and 3, we have the p-to-k 0.001, which has significant difference with 1 and 3. And for number 2, still, we have the value of p-to-k, which is 0.001, which indicates that there is a significant difference between the teaching condition 2 and teaching condition 3. The Kruskal-Wallis shows in APA format that a Kruskal-Wallis H test shows that there was a statistical difference in grades between the different teaching methods, where x sub 2, or x squared times 2 is 45.074, and p-value is 0.001, with the mean grades of 79.48 for traditional, 81.607 with LDP, and 82.82 without the use of LDP.